What's going on, Jag family? It's your man, Marshall Best, there alongside with Greg Castillo. What's going on, G?
What's going on, man? What's going on?
I'm doing all
Jaguar
right.
Jibberish in the building.
Jaguar Jibberish in the building, y'all. We apologize. Oops. We apologize if you guys were looking for this a little bit earlier. We're still trying to play with a few new toys that I got. And, oops, that's not good. Guess I'll have to put that down then. So we're working on a few things with the microphone and a couple other settings. So just kind of bear with us for that. I'm just gonna leave that alone because that's not working. um, how's everybody doing out there? Sorry about that. Let me see.
Well, I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm trying some new things out. Let's try one more thing. Hold on one second, y'all.
Yeah, we're just trying to give you the best product possible. We're trying to figure
Yes.
this all out so it all benefits y'all. So
Yes. Okay, there we go. All right, y'all can see me. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Well, the Jaguars came in yesterday off of the NERSA tournament, and now we're back in the TSAC going up against the Nighthawks of Northeast Lakeview. And it was
never knew that was their name.
Yeah, it's the Northeast Lakeview Nighthawks. I didn't either. I had to look it up. I was like, what is the mascot of Northeast Lakeview?
I was just like Lakeview. I was like, they're just Lakeview.
Yeah, there's Lakeview. Exactly. So the Nighthawks ended up, well, excuse me, the Jaguars started off nicely. We're up 15-6 and carried about a 10 to 12 point lead all the way up through about 3 minutes left in the first half. And then Lakeview ended up cutting the lead to 5 by the end of the first half. So we're like, uh-oh.
Definitely. Defense was not there all first half, and as we know, our offense can stagnate and kind of go through these rough periods where it's not producing. So, and then if you're not producing offensively, because we were producing really high between Nick Van, Amari Bailey, we were getting great production from them early on, and so if the defense is not there and we kind of go cold offensively, they're gonna teams are gonna be able to cut that lead.
Yeah. So with that, Nick Van had probably his best game in the past 4 or 5. He played extremely well. Well, no, I take that back because he did play well. Kept them in one of those games in the tournament, but this game he was just on fire.
Yeah, Nick Van game in the tournament.
Yeah, he was on fire. He was on absolute fire. Nobody could stop him. And I mean, that's just the way, he has to play our other, I guess the big four, call them Mario Bailey, Jaden Campos, and Paragon Hawkins aren't able to get themselves going like that. But Van and Bailey were hot starting out. Bailey hit a couple of beautiful step back. One of them was a 2, the other one was a 3. He was getting to the bucket and scoring some tough layups. I mean, it looked good in the early going on, but by the end of that first half, Jaguars only up by 5, then went down by a point. That's what we want to talk about, because things got very weird in this game. You want to start, Greg?
No, man. You talk about why you think it was weird. Let the fans know.
Well, so the Jaguars were up by like 3, and then all of a sudden went up by 5 because they took 2 points away from Lakeview. I was like, okay. And I think we made a comment about it. I was like, it should be whatever, but it's whatever. But the score was at that point. And I said, okay, I guess the Jaguars are up by 5 now. Okay. Then they put points back on the board for Lakeview. Then they didn't count a bucket for us. And I was like, okay, what the heck is going on? And so then the Jaguars were like down, and should have only been down by 1. Then they ended up being down by like 4 or 5. And I was like, what the hell is going on here? So the scores keeping crew was terrible. They were just
Yeah.
terrible. And with everything that had happened throughout the game, I said, well, we at least got to win this game. We can't let ourselves go out like this.
Nah,
And
you definitely don't want to fall apart and lose this game.
right. So for everything that happened, Jaguars went down by a point, ended up coming back. Some big buckets by Parabon Hawkins down the stretch, and Nick Van really set the Jaguars up for this win and
And
finished
that
it
big
off.
3 by Jaden Campos too.
Yes. Yeah, big three by Jaden Campos as well. So Jaguars won the game. The official score I saw, like,
Undecided. We just
yeah,
won.
it was undecided. Yeah, we'll just say when I saw 82-77, I think they won by 5. Somebody said they won by 3, 82-79. I don't know. We just it was a wild game. It was a wild game. But I do want to talk about some recent struggles for Jaden Campos. He did hit that big 3, but he's looking a little he looked a little out of control. I did hear from him and a couple of the players that he is dealing with an injury, with a possible foot injury. So that may be one of the reasons why he looks a little bit out of control. But I think he holds the ball a little bit too long, especially some of the plays. They're moving the ball very well. It got to him in the post, and then he tried to dribble it into about 2 or 3 players. And they ended up finally swinging it back out, but it just slowed down the ball momentum and the ball movement. Another one, he went up for a layup, just looked out of control. It just didn't look good.
Yeah, definitely. He needs to definitely pick up his decision making. I thought little things he needs to work on, obviously this decision making, but his posting up, the way he posts up, he doesn't get really good position. He's kind of in no man's land, somewhere between the block and the free throw line. And you got to get better post position because you've got to be able to create space. The spacing gets really weird off. Also, when he sets picks, he's setting picks at the free throw line, sometimes a little bit lower. You've got to be above the 3-point line, a little higher, so that it creates a lot of space for people to back cut. People can do things. It just a little bit of the spacing issues are there. Overall, just and plus last night I thought he was against a stronger, bigger guy that wasn't really allowing him to really post up.
Yeah, number
So like
23.
when you feel where you're backing
He
down,
was
you
doing
feel
it.
that you can't get any real good leverage, and you feel like okay, just pass it out, pass it out. You can either try to repost, and if you can't get good position, get out of there. Let somebody else, move around, make other plays around. And I just think he needs to move around, move the ball around a little bit more, pick and choose his spots because it'll be there. He
Yeah.
just got to pick and choose his spots a little better. Decision making, any of the players, whenever they hold on to the ball too long, something bad happens.
Yeah.
So just keep moving the ball. Trust your teammates. Play inside out. Just let the game flow. You don't have to overdo it. So it's definitely something he needs to work on.
Yeah. Between that, I know Mario Bailey picked up a technical foul yesterday, and he was frustrated on one of those plays where,
Mhm.
a foul could have been called, should have been called. But then again, on those fast break attempts, I know he's trying to force the issue, but certain times he's just got to slow it down. He's trying to go up between 2 and 3 players. He already got injured before. I mean, his
Yeah.
play style, he needs to back off a little bit, reset. There's no need to rush,
He just plays
and
so hard, full of energy that sometimes it gets the best of him.
yeah,
And it's just decision making. It's just overall decision making from different players that need to make better decisions. Not try to force the issue. And it can be hard, right? Because we both played ball, organized ball and pickup games. When
yeah,
people are missing shots and stuff, you tend not to trust them anymore.
yeah,
And to try to do a little too much because you think I've got to take over now. This guy, I can't trust this guy. I can't make the right pass. I can't really. I don't trust him anymore. I'm trying to do too much, and that can happen when things happen. Like players miss shots, people keep turning the ball over, keep people hang on to the ball too long. A lot of the times it can be like, oh, it's my time. I need to take over, and it's not like
yeah,
no. Just trust the offense, trust your teammates, keep playing team basketball, and everything will work out.
Yeah. Other little tidbits I noticed: Bryson Barnett can't be afraid to shoot the ball. He looks like he's still hesitating. I think that's throwing off his shot
Mm,
because I've seen him; he can knock down those shots. Um, Parabrine continued to be aggressive when he was. Good things happened,
mm.
moving the ball. Um, Nick Van, if he's continuing to be aggressive, he's hard as heck to stop. They weren't stopping him. He was getting dang near whatever that he wanted.
Yeah, definitely got. You see, the games are often a little better when he's able to dribble penetrate. When they're
Mhm.
able to either have a good defender or help defenders kind of neutralize the dribble penetration, then things get a little iffy because then you start seeing the ball, just pushed around the perimeter a little bit too much. You don't see enough penetration either, and so sometimes the offense gets out of hand. But when he's able to get dribble penetration and score or facilitate his teammates, like the offense gets a lot better.
Yep. Um, Raul Saldivar Jr. be ready to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what else am I missing? For the guys that came in from the IL league,
Mm-hmm.
you could just tell they were out of shape, didn't look ready,
Yeah.
but got a few contributions. John Britton got a couple of rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
Just needs to stay out of foul trouble. I know he was in foul trouble. And then Justin Mejorado, he's got to be confident in scoring that ball. It didn't look like they were ready to play. So you just have to be ready to play coming off of that, that IL list.
I thought Parabrine Hawkins, I mean, he's definitely come on a little bit stronger offensively
Yes.
the last couple of games, and he sacrificed some of his game. You can tell to take over different roles. Defensively, he's putting a lot of a lot of intensity on the on-ball defense. He's definitely picking up people very hard. Rebounding, he's taking over the rebounding game.
Yes, he has.
Probably our best rebounder on the team. He's going after boards that desperately we need.
100%.
Um, he's talking, being a leader, obviously on the court, and now it's just like now that he's getting out of his slump, and he's really effective when he's able to attack and get downhill. Between his strength and his athleticism to get to the racket, he's able to put some things, and then the shot comes around too. So him easing his offense into the game a little bit more should definitely help our offense.
Yes, I absolutely agree. So, but before we get on out of here, we want to preview game ahead or next game. So, Jaguars are off next week, and then they'll be back in action the following week. It'll be the 23rd, Wednesday the 23rd, going up against St. Philip's College. St. Philip's just got beat by like 40 or 32 by Palo Alto.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at their squad, the Jaguars shouldn't have too much of a problem with this team.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, you don't want to take anybody lightly. But I know it shouldn't be their toughest game, if that makes sense.
Definitely.
And St. Philip's is still going to put up a fight. They have one big guy who can make a couple of things happen at the post. If we're not careful, can get some of the guys in foul trouble. But overall, shooting wise, not the greatest shooters. Ball handling, we should end up with a lot of steals. So this fast break offense of the Jaguars should overwhelm them.
So it might be the first game of the tournament
Against Stephen F. Austin. Yeah, it's going to be similar to that game.
Okay.
Just from scouting reports that I have seen.
Okay.
And Palo Alto ran them out the gym. I get it. I don't consider Palo Alto that much better than us, if not even better than us at all. Obviously, they did beat us. They came to play, but fully healthy and ready team. I think the Jaguars can get Palo Alto. We'll see them again in the tournament. So definitely looking forward for the Jaguars for this game to display their dominance and say, hey, we're here. It's going to be tough for y'all to, come in and take us out.
Definitely got to play with the edge from the beginning of the game. Got to play with a lot of intensity, both on offense and especially defense.
Rebounding.
I mean, if you don't play with that intensity on defense, any team can stay with you.
Yeah.
And they're going to really have to focus on that, and not only in this game but going forward.
Yeah.
And like we said, we could blow them out. So.
Yep. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Jaguar Jibberish. A little shorter episode today. Follow us as you all can. Where? Oh, I'm going to show you where. Right. Where is it? Right there. Instagram. MC B-Ball. Tamusa MC B-Ball on Instagram. So go check it out. You can also check us out on For All Sports. I think that's it right there. Oh no, that's for the Spurs. Spurs versus everybody. If you like
Will we ever
Spurs,
win again? That's a popular question. Talk about a team that doesn't play any defense. We're 28th in the league in defense as of the trade deadline.
Yep. So that's fun. And then if you like all sports, basketball, football, soccer, baseball, whatever, Stats versus Facts Sports Talk, SVO Sports Talk on Twitter and Instagram, Stats versus Facts Sports Talk on YouTube. Little saying we like to say, if you don't got that VS in the name, you listening to, well, we'll talk about it later.
Not the right stuff.
Not the right stuff. That's right. Oh, that'll do it for us on this episode of Jaguar Gibberish for Greg Castillo and Marshall Best, and we will catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be easy, Jag fam.
Peace.